Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much. And Brian, it's great to be here. We're at Lower Manhattan. This is very much a Wall Street crowd, I would say. There's a lot of suits here. You're wearing a suit yourself. I do want to start with kind of the temperature from financial institutions. What are you hearing in terms of the demand and the acceptance of crypto from this crowd?
Yeah, well, we're here at the State of Crypto Summit, the second one that Coinbase has hosted, and the vibe is, it's good here. I mean, 56% of the Fortune 500 are now doing something on-chain when we go and survey executives from those companies. So the biggest companies in the world, whether it's, BlackRock tokenizing real-world assets, JP Morgan is doing things on-chain with Onyx, Google Cloud is accepting crypto payments, fintechs like Stripe and PayPal are doing things with stablecoins. So I think crypto is here to stay, and the biggest companies in the world are all integrating it.
Really interesting. What has the demand been beyond Bitcoin? It seems like there's this general acceptance that Bitcoin's the oldest, it might be the most stable. Do you think there's demand for the other maybe $1 trillion worth of crypto assets out there, or is it still a bit of a reputational risk? What are you seeing beyond Bitcoin?
Yeah, well, the Bitcoin ETFs got approved, and of course, Bitcoin is the original crypto asset. So I think it's going to be a key constituent for a long time. It's digital gold, and it's an important part of the crypto ecosystem. But crypto has also become many different things. So we also have stablecoins now, which are helping with medium of exchange. We have, Ethereum is allowing people to build lots of new different applications on-chain with content creators and decentralized social. So Coinbase supports a couple hundred different assets on our platform. I think there's going to be a couple chains that are really popular and probably millions of different tokens.
I was going to ask you about Base and the ability to scale Ethereum. Let's get your take on that, but also Ethereum ETFs, what kind of demand you're hearing if and when those get approved officially?
Yeah, well, Base is an Ethereum layer 2, like you said, which is, it's helping blockchains scale. So the original blockchains that came out, they were a computer science breakthrough, but they were a little bit slow, a little bit expensive. Layer 2 has changed that. There's a real scaling story now, and it's kind of like when the internet went from dial-up to broadband. Now, the Ethereum getting approved as an ETF is another important step there, and we've started to see really massive inflows. What's amazing is that, Cathie Wood was saying this on a stage earlier, even with the great inflows we've seen today, the major sources that could be there in the future haven't even turned on yet. Morgan Stanley and UBS, those crypto ETFs haven't been integrated yet. So I think the future is bright on that dimension, and Bitcoin miners are only putting out a small amount of supply, and so the demand is exceeding supply.
Brian, you spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C. You were saying you just spent a lot of time with senators down there. There's been some headlines this week about former President Trump embracing crypto and really coming out as more pro-crypto. What's your take on that? Would a Trump presidency be better for Coinbase and for the industry?
I think voters need to make up their own mind on that, but they need to get educated on the crypto position of the different candidates. One way we've tried to help that happen is with standwithcrypto.org. It's a C4 where over 1.1 million voters have now actually raised their hand and said, we want to elect pro-crypto candidates. So I think DC is waking up to the fact that this is a bipartisan issue, and voters really care about it. Some of the early candidates in Super Tuesday elections and things that were anti-crypto lost elections because of it. It's politically a bad idea. It's just bad politics to be anti-crypto. The voters want this to be here and to be built in America with clear rules. It's kind of why Congress needs to pass legislation.
So you're not endorsing a presidential candidate?
Not at this time, no.
Cathie Wood did ask you about becoming sort of the go-to winner-takes-all financial app. You said something along the lines of you want to be the go-to app and sort of banking app for customers. That would peg you against, a Square, a PayPal. What types of products would you add in the banking space, and would you ever, get into stock trading? For example, Robinhood sort of moved more into crypto. Do you see yourself becoming maybe more of a Robinhood, maybe more of a PayPal equivalent?
Well, so in the banking world, they do something called fractional reserve, and it has its own regulatory requirements for that. We are not intending to become a bank, but we are intending to become people's primary financial account. And so, the digitization of money and having mobile money on your phone, your phone is your bank account in the future, right? I mean, there's going to be a whole generation of kids who grow up, and they're not going to have a bank branch on the corner with a checkbook in the way that maybe you and I did growing up. Their phone is going to be their wallet. That's how they get paid. It's how they live their lives and borrow money when they need to. So that's the opportunity for Coinbase. And we have the beginnings of that with Coinbase Card, for instance, which lets you spend. We have USD Coin, if you want to hold US dollar balances. And in the future, you could imagine us adding other features like the ability to send a wire transfer or bank transfer, and then it could really be your primary financial account.
Yeah, it sounds like the bank of the future. Brian, we'll have to leave it there. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.